I'm extremely nervous about the 49ers game for sure. They terrify me. I feel like every time you look up, they're just have scored 38 points and it doesn't seem to matter who's playing, who's injured, and they win a lot of games. And I don't think that the Eagles can get into a shootout and win.
Silly pride insists that's all. Andrew Rappin and Wild Bulls. Together they talk sports and dreams. Right behind the scenes. It seems. Silvers and white. Here we call. Who's the greatest? Who will fall with this rivalry? Loud and clear. Join the chat. It's time to cheer. Sports and culture all in one. Catch the fire, feel the fun. Andrew, Sistad, Brad unite. Philly and Y in the spotlight.
Hey everyone, welcome to episode 88. We are previewing the Philadelphia Eagles wild card matchup versus the San Francisco 49ers. Sistad, you're anxious, you're upset, you're past the point of being worried. I'm looking forward, and I think everyone listening is looking forward to hear your take about this matchup. We're going to break it all down. I have a lot of stats to throw at you, probably too much, so I'm going to try to hold back some of them because I have a lot. A lot of interesting matchups. We'll get into it. We'll get into all of it. But to start, let's take a few minutes to talk about the big debate in Philly, the big debate really in a lot of the traditional media today, last night, is the Eagles benching their starters, a lot of their starters, the most impactful starters, right? And then the Bears losing to the Lions. The Eagles, with the win, could have been the 2 seed. Instead, they lose to Washington with their basically their C lineup in, and the Eagles end up as a 3 seed. And instead of having a potentially more beneficial matchup, I think you would say the more beneficial matchup or more favorable matchup versus the Packers, they have a very tough San Francisco 49ers team who finished the season with a better record than the Eagles, despite the Eagles being home in this game. So let's start with that conversation. I would be surprised if you didn't have a strong take on this, one way or the other.
Well, I wouldn't say I have a strong take on it. I do. I just think that they made their lives a lot harder than it had to be. I think like their path to trying to repeat as Super Bowl champions just got like objectively much more difficult for a couple of reasons. Yes, one, theoretically, obviously anything can happen, but theoretically you get a very, very banged up Packers team, who you've had some really good success against over the past 2-3 years. And they would be coming to Philadelphia beaten up. And again, you seemingly do well against them. So that's great. But the biggest thing is if they do win that game, the 2 seed is guaranteed another home game in the playoffs, and they are now not. So the fact that they're going to have a much harder game in the wild card round, on top of the fact that they'll most likely have to travel if they do win that game, really sucks. And
Yeah.
you know, the whole decision to rest starters versus not rest them. Here's the thing. I'm actually fine with their decision to rest the starters. I think it's fine. Um, that there's actually been a lot of reporting that like the players themselves opted for this, so it wasn't like,
So it
it
was
wasn't
like
like
a coach, like they sit around and like met with the players, asked the players, and they as a group
yes.
decided let's rest.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. And look, these guys they played a lot of football over the past 12 months. So maybe their bodies are very tired and it's been a long road and they wanted to get essentially a bye week before the next opponent comes into town. All that is well and good. I agree with the thought process there. The problem is that as it became more and more apparent that it was a likelihood that the Bears were going to lose that game. Just the frustration of them not being able to capitalize and win this game is just super frustrating. I wish that they could have pulled it out. They didn't. I am more annoyed with how bad the backups played because they had a shot to win that game. I'm
Yeah, of
more
course.
annoyed with how bad the backups played than I am with the fact that they sat their starters. Sitting their starters is fine. The coach said, he can guarantee rest, but he can't guarantee the 2 seed. I actually agree with that thought process. I think it's fine. Listen, it's all hindsight. So had the Bears won yesterday, I wouldn't care at all. Like there's actually some people I heard on the radio today. Like some people were saying, "Oh, they need to be tough and they need to play to be tough." It's like, what are you talking about? How
That's definitely a
stupid
sports talk radio take. That's
it,
definitely a
it's
sports
it's
talk
just
radio
the
take.
silliest thing ever. It's like, oh, and then how about the Bears coach said something along the lines of like, oh yeah, we don't rest our starters. We're here to play football. It's like, and you lost, dude. So like, have
Well,
fun with that.
Well, they're I mean, from the Bears' perspective, it's like this is like a new thing for them. For the Eagles, they just went on a Super Bowl championship run last
Right,
year, so
right,
there's not like like week 18 to them. It's not that big of a deal. The players are like,
right.
we're worried about next week.
And guess what they did last year in Week 18? They rested
I
their
don't remember.
starters.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah. So I was just very very annoyed that they lost that game. They had a chance
so
to win. They
you
played really poorly, and like it was a lot of the same stuff that you saw with the starting unit. Just like really stupid play calling. Um, like abandoned the running game completely. Like Tank Bigsby was the best player on offense for them, and they just totally went away from him in the fourth quarter. And yeah, McKee was awful, and he's a backup quarterback. And the quarterback controversy that the fans and radio were clamoring for 3 weeks ago, like, can officially be put to rest because like that guy's
dude.
he's fine. Like he's a backup quarterback. So like, will he make like uh, mostly accurate throws like when he has time? Sure, why not? But he's also like an NFL quarterback, and they're all going to make accurate throws every once in a while. So it's about the only thing
Once in a while,
that
yeah.
he
Sure.
that he does well, right? He obviously couldn't run. He made some horrible decisions. He's not really athletic at all. So like he's fine. He's a fine backup. That's it. Leave it at that. But still, they had an opportunity to win, and it was maddening. Because they had the scoreboard bug up in the corner the entire time, and you could see that it was happening, and they didn't get it done. And like Washington is so lame for like having all their starters out in the fourth quarter. Like
I
why?
mean, yeah.
What are you doing having Terry McLaurin play late in the fourth quarter of a meaningless game? Like you're just stupid. Like you're dumb. So whatever. I mean, I'm pissed off that they made their lives a lot more difficult than it could have been. But overall, I'm fine with the decision to rest the starters. I just wish the backups could have pulled it out, and they had a chance to do it, and they didn't. So I'm upset, but new year, new me. So
I don't want to talk about Washington too much, but the idea that you like think they're lame for playing their guys, why are they resting their players for what? The offseason? Terry McLaurin, why was he playing? Because he was a couple catches and a couple touchdowns shy of
oh,
600K
stop!
in
Oh my
incentives. What do you mean
god!
stop? If you had 600K in incentives, you're going to be like, no, I don't want to play because
Oh
I want
my
to rest for the
god!
offseason. Like, what do you mean?
Well, there's a difference between
Just
resting for the
just be
offseason and
okay. Let's get back to the Eagles anyway for a second.
okay.
Obviously, and we talked about this, we were texting about this Sunday morning, right before the games. And obviously, I was saying that, I mean, there's a pretty legitimate, like, reasonable chance that the Bears lose to the Lions. The Lions were like plus 150 underdogs. That's not that significant underdogs. And then all the Eagles need to do is win and get the 2 seed. The idea that the Eagles decided to bench their starters. Now, real quickly, remind me, it was Hurts, AJ Brown, Saquon.
It was everybody, every single starter except for like, I mean, you have to dress some guys just because there's not enough bodies on the
Like
roster.
on defense, they started some of the
Yeah,
safeties.
they had a couple of regulars on the defensive line play, and they didn't play the entire game. So
Okay.
Jordan Davis played, Jalix Hunt, Nolan Smith. If you consider Brandon Graham, which he's really not, if you consider him a
He's not
regular,
a
but
starter.
it was really just those three guys played like
Okay.
probably half the snaps.
Okay, so the idea that they decided to do that, the Eagles are telling Nick Sirianni, the Eagles as an organization are telling their fan base, we don't value the 2 seed over the 3 seed. That's it. So for Eagles fans to be upset and for this to be a big debate is kind of unnecessary because it's just the Eagles said we don't really care about the 2 seed. We want to be we're perfectly fine with the 3 seed. We care about health and rest. That's it. So they have the
Yeah,
3 seed.
yeah,
They didn't
yeah,
care.
yeah. I guess so. I just maybe a better game plan from the
Well,
offensive coordinator, from the coaching staff would have been nicer to see. But I mean, he's the
this
backup.
is
He
this
stinks.
is dude,
He made
this
bad
is
decisions.
for you and for all Eagles fans. This is mostly Eagles fans tuning into this episode. You're in a your team is so good where you can be disappointed that your backups lost to another team's starters. That's a good that's a pretty good
I
team
mean,
you have.
there's more context than that, but sure. Yeah, I think I agree with what you're saying. I mean, even if there was some like hypotheticals going around today, like even if let's say that like the Bears played on Saturday, and like I don't think this would have impacted their decision at all. I think that they made the decision, we're gonna rest the guys no matter what.
So they
Whatever
really did
happens,
not care
happens.
about the
I
two
don't
seed.
think they
They didn't care.
cared. I think there was two doors for them. There was door A, which is rest the starters, and door B, potentially get the 2 seed, and they chose they went with what they went with. And look, they have been, for all of their like flaws, say what you will about the coaching staff, but they have been, knock on wood. I know you're a very superstitious guy. They've been
Yeah.
remarkably healthy
You should
the
knock on wood,
past
dude. Not
the
find
past
knock on
You're
wood. It
right.
matters.
You're
It's
right. I
important.
should. Here we
You
go. Here's
should.
some right here.
Oh, are you sure is that solid wood or
No,
is
this
that?
this is solid wood, man. Look at this. This
Oh,
is
that's a very nice audio sound. I'm glad that I heard that and everyone
I
else
think
got to hear that.
this is oak, I think.
Is that a globe?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that's my globe. Anyway,
It's my
but so
globe.
what I was saying is like they have been remarkably healthy during their last two deep postseason runs. So in 2022, and this is how they've been, right? Like they rest guys when they need to rest guys. They don't practice as hard. Reportedly their training camps are not as intense, and they have been very fortunate to be very healthy, especially down towards the end of during the playoffs in 2022 when they made the Super Bowl. They had all 22 starters on offense and defense played in the Super Bowl 57. Last year, 21 out of 22 guys, starters, played in the Super Bowl. So they have a philosophy, and it seems to work out for them. And I hope that they know what they're doing. It kind of is what it is. It just sucks that they're going to have a much tougher matchup. And, they're most likely, if they win that, they're most likely going to have to go on the road, which this regime has never won a playoff game on the road before. So we'll see what happens.
They haven't?
No.
Wow. Do you
Yeah.
think you don't think that's any reason to think that they can't though, right? It just so they
Not
just
not
haven't.
necessarily. They just haven't. I mean, they're only 0-2.
Okay, yeah.
But
It's
yeah,
playing a playoff game on the road is more difficult. I mean, the home
of
teams are almost always
course,
favored. So,
of course, yeah.
all right, so let's get into the matchup.
Ugh.
We got real quickly, Niners coming in as the 6th seed on the road. Obviously, they're the team with the better record, 12-5. The Eagles, the 3 seed, 11-6. I know you have this view of like the Niners, like this some elite, amazing team. They almost were the 1 seed, so it's not that crazy of a thought. But diving into their stats, their year, all the team stats, the metrics, they're actually very similar to the Eagles in the sense that neither team really jumps out as some juggernaut. Like neither team, like based on the stats, really jump out as like, wow, they're amazing at this, they're amazing at that. They're both teams that are dependent to different levels, but heavily dependent on their star running backs. Niners to an extreme level, which we'll get into. But I don't look at this as like the Niners are some amazing team, and the Eagles have, the Eagles are home and have they're the worst team. I think this is a very, very close matchup, and that's kind of the main theme that I want to talk about. Obviously, I know you have this view of the Niners like there's some juggernaut, right? Like they're going to run away with this game.
Yeah, I mean, I'm extremely nervous about the 49ers game for sure. I would have much rather played the Packers, or even like the Seahawks for that matter. Yeah, they terrify me. I feel like every time you look up, they're just have scored 38 points, and it doesn't seem to matter who's playing, who's injured.
I don't think that's true.
I think it's true. And look, I'm not completely up on my San Francisco 49ers, but I don't know, over the past X amount of years, like they just score a shit ton of points, and they win a lot of games, and I don't think that the Eagles can get into a shootout and win. I just don't think that they can, and they haven't really shown me, they haven't given me any reason to not believe that. So, and again, it's guys, the thing that people are saying right now is, oh, well, the 49ers are injured. It's like, okay, it doesn't seem to matter. They always have guys
also
hurt.
I don't know. They're,
Right,
they're not that
but
injured.
right. Well, people think that Trent Williams, who's probably going to play, and Ricky Pearsall is going to make a big difference. Which, like, newsflash, they're not. Like, Ricky Pearsall sucks.
Trent Williams would it make a big difference?
I don't think so. No, I mean, he's been out for how many weeks now, and they still put up 38, 42 points. Like, they're just an offensively, they're just like, I would say that they're an offensive juggernaut. I'm sure that you'll have some stats that debunk that, but I don't know. Every time I watch them, they seemingly have. I've said this on this podcast before, but they seemingly play a different sport than the Philadelphia Eagles do, in which every time I watch them, they always get guys open. They all the time, people are running wide open on that team, and I don't know why. And it's super annoying, and it doesn't matter who it is. So Ricky Pearsall's backup, like, newsflash, he's gonna do just fine. Like, he's gonna torch the Eagles. George Kittle got hurt, and they put up 42 points. Like, the backup tight end did just fine. It doesn't matter. Mac Jones went in there, and it wasn't as good, but they still were winning games with Mac Jones. Ricky Pearsall, Brandon Ayuk, gone. Let's bring in some loser Jennings. Oh, Jennings is good, and then people get surprised, and it's like, yeah, no, obviously he's good. He runs wide open, but he's 2 or 3 yards of separation every single play.
Wow, you're stepping on a whole segment here. Ah, man, you beat me to it.
Well, I just think, look, I mean, listen.
I knew you were going to make fun of the receivers.
Well, they're like, I don't know how much evidence we need to realize this. Like, this guy obviously is extremely gifted at, like, scheming guys open and calling offense.
You're talking about Kyle Shanahan, right?
Yes, of course.
Okay, you said this guy. I don't just want to make sure.
Well, I guess I'm assuming that people know who I'm talking about. But anyway, yeah, it's just, I don't want to do that because I don't think that I don't think the Eagles can get into a shootout with anybody and win. And I know people are going to say, oh, well, they just had a tough time in Seattle. It's like, yeah, okay. But, like, is that going to happen twice in a row? Probably not. I wouldn't bet on it. And I know people are, the other big thing is, it's kind of strength on strength, right? Niners offense really good. Eagles defense really good. Maybe they can slow them down. And then on the flip side, it's like, oh, the Niners defense is injured and they're not that good. But it's like, again, I don't think the Eagles can score on anybody. So I don't have confidence they're going to score a lot of points. And I don't have confidence that they're going to be able to stop the Niners. So I do not have a lot of confidence that they're going to advance.
No, I think this is what most Eagles fans aren't feeling.
Ricky Pearsall is awful. I mean, you're with me on this, right? He is a guy that they plucked from probably the 5th round, who was, like, everybody's backup. right? He was here when Debo and Ayuk and then Jennings, and he was like the fourth receiver. And guys either got hurt or moved on, and like lo and behold, they're still really good with this guy. So, and don't tell me that Pearsall's good.
Okay, I won't tell you.
Stop. Okay, good.
What can I tell you? What am I allowed to tell you?
No, you could listen. You can tell me whatever you got. I just think you're like. Do you
Well, let me
not
tell
agree
you one
with me
thing.
though? I mean, this guy will take literally any receiver or quarterback and turn them into a stud.
Dude, you said a couple things. I just want to correct it so our audience has real information and they're not going off misinformation that you're presenting.
Okay.
You said Trent Williams missed a bunch of games that they won without him. He played 16 games this year, started 16 games. So I just want to debunk that right away. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm going to get into some Trent Williams stats later on. If Trent Williams doesn't play, that's huge for the Eagles. Huge.
He's playing.
One of the most.
He almost played on Saturday.
I agree. He's probably playing, but I'm just saying, like, if he didn't play, like, that'd be huge. Huge. He's one of the most impactful players potentially in this game. Okay. I want to get to, so the 49ers had been on a 6-game winning streak. Just so for you, Sistad, you're not extremely familiar with the Niners. You have them built up in your mind like there's some juggernaut. I'm going to explain to you why they're not. I agree about the Kyle Shanahan schemes. I agree completely about that. He's one of the best offensive minds in the NFL. And he's shown that with different quarterbacks. He's shown that with different receiving cores. He's shown that with different running backs. He's clearly a great offensive mind and schemes, puts together some schemes that get guys open. Completely agree with that. Makes a guy like Brock Purdy become a very good quarterback, or at least a very successful quarterback. Just to give you some information on the Niners, they had a 6-game winning streak. They lost, obviously, to Seattle with a chance for the number 1 seed. They ended up being a wild card. They did, for context, they were without their 3 starting linebackers in that game. Fred Warner, D. Winters, Tatum Bethune. I haven't seen an update on those 3 guys. I assume that they're all probably going to play, but I'm not sure about that. I haven't seen an update. Trent Williams, they were without him. I know you're mocking, and then Ricky Pearsall, whatever. There is a time I do want to get into their receiving core. I knew you would hate on it, and that's fine. But assuming that most of those guys play, you're getting a much different 49ers team. Missing 3 starting linebackers, if those guys don't play, that's huge also. So they do have some injuries, but the last thing that I saw, I haven't seen an update. I'm expecting most of those guys to be at least available for the game. Now, are they going to be close to 100%? I don't know about that, but that could sway this game significantly depending on what those guys do, because the Eagles are pretty much all healthy going to the game, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. A huge aspect of this game. I know you talked about the Niners, like great offense against the Eagles defense. I think it's really cool how both of these teams are so reliant on their star running backs. I think there's something I think it's something about the game that's really exciting is CMC versus Saquon. I think that's a cool matchup. Obviously, they're not really going against each other in terms of the defense and offense, but I think that's a really cool running back matchup. Some stuff on CMC, some good and some kind of bad. But so he ran for 1,200 yards, 10 touchdowns, 102 receptions, which is crazy, 924 receiving yards. So 2,126 all-purpose yards, 17 total touchdowns. He was 6th in the NFL in receptions. So everyone else that's in that like top tier of receptions are receivers and a couple tight ends. He's the only running back close in that regard. And like you probably think of Saquon as like a good receiving running back, right?
I don't actually.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought he was at least last year more than he was this year.
I would say he's definitely like has the capability, but they certainly don't utilize him that much in the passing game.
They don't. You're 100% right. So CMC was 10th in the NFL in targets. That's including receivers and tight ends. That's kind of crazy. They are so heavily reliant on CMC. It's crazy. 25th in receiving EPA and 3rd in yards after the catch. 6th in yards after the catch over expected. He had 129 targets this year. Saquon had 50.
Wow.
It's kind of
That's
crazy
crazy.
how much they
Yeah.
use him. It's, something interesting about this running back matchup: air yards usage. So air yards per target. Saquon for running back, normal stuff. He had 0.5, half a yard per target, which is typical for a running back, right? Usually it's thrown close to the line of scrimmage.
Yep.
CMC was just about 2.5 air yards per target. Like they just don't use him like normal running back. So for Eagles fans, obviously, like it's everyone knows watch out for CMC, but it's the amount that they go to him is there's no other player in the league that gets this kind of this many targets and touches from an offense. It's a crazy usage percentage. You want to hear a bet stat about CMC though? This is interesting. I don't want to get too
Well,
stats.
hold on.
So
Do you think, just for a quick question, do you think that, specifically with, I guess for running too, but also with the receiving numbers, do you think it's because defenses are so focused on trying to stop Ricky Pearsall that kind of opens a lot of stuff up for McCaffrey?
Yeah,
I do.
I think it's very scheme oriented, and it's CMC's talent and skill.
Okay.
Because at this point in his career, he's not actually a very good runner. Rushing yards over expected. You got to. This is going to be incredible to you. So Saquon ended the season. He actually had a really strong last few weeks. He was in the negatives. He ended up plus 71, which is pretty good for the season. CMCs, rushing yards over expected. Saquon, who had a decent year, not great, especially not compared to last year, was plus 71. Can you guess what Christian McCaffrey's was? A range. You're obviously not going to guess the exact number.
Well, you gave me. Well, I'm just gonna go given the clues that you gave me. I don't know, plus 55,
minus 166.
Whoa,
Isn't that?
huh?
I was shocked by that. Right. So essentially, he is not a very good advantageous runner anymore. He doesn't make the most of holes. He doesn't make guys miss like he used to. So but he's just so heavily used in both the passing and rushing game that the volume stats are really good. So I thought that was interesting. And then, so to that point, rushing yards over expected per attempt, Saquon's plus 0.3 per attempt, CMC's minus 0.5.
Wow.
So
interesting.
I think it's both offenses rely on their running backs. Obviously, the Eagles, especially early in the season, really just were very conservative, right? Relying on Saquon, relying on the defense, and the Niners are just so reliant on CMC. If the Eagles defense can take him out of the game, I really think it's going to be a huge challenge for the Niners to move the ball and score points.
Okay. Well,
I don't know what they would do. Like if the Eagles are taking CMC, I don't know what they would do. Seriously, like I mean, obviously they have Kittle, they have. I know you're joking about Jawan Jennings and Pearsall, but like I don't know how their offense would work if CMC is neutralized. And I trust the Eagles linebacking core to do a good job on him. So I think that matchup, the fact that the Niners rely on CMC so much, I think the Eagles favors the Eagles. The Eagles, like we talk about all the time, their linebackers are really fast.
The linebackers are really fast and they tackle really well, and they're very good at diagnosing passing plays to the running back, whether it's a screen or whether it's just kind of like something like that, some kind of short yardage check down to running backs. They see, especially like Nakobe Dean and Zach Bond will diagnose, hit the hole, and that is a strength of theirs. So that is an interesting little factoid.
I don't want to get too into stats here. I have a bunch of the Niners offense. I almost want to go through them and debunk, but let's just talk about. So for Eagles fans listening, Sistad mentioned that, and for you too, dude. You look at the Niners, you think they're always scoring over 30 points. Look, they're 10th in the NFL in points per game. All right, they're 11th in yards per play, and they're.
But half the season they had their backup QB in, so
take
that into account.
Yeah, but haven't you been one of these people that have said, "Oh, it's the scheme, it's not Purdy." You put Mac Jones in there, and they're almost just as good. Hasn't that been your take?
Um, somewhat, but I think you do have to take it into consideration a little bit.
Yeah, Purdy's definitely better than Mac Jones. I don't think it's
Yeah.
even that close. So I agree. You can take that. I don't have the updated stats with specifically with Purdy. So let's see
All
what
right.
else there is here that's
So 10th
relevant.
in points.
Seventh in yards per game, 11th in yards per play, 18th in pass rate, 7th in EPA per play, 6th in time to throw, and 11th in pressure rate allowed. Like good, but not great. 10th in pass block win rate, 12th in run block win rate. Like again, like that. You put all that together, and they're a good offense, but it's not. They don't jump out at you. Nothing jumps out at you like, wow, they're amazing at this.
Hmm. Okay. Well, yeah. That I mean, I guess that's noteworthy, but yeah, I'd definitely be curious to see what the numbers look like between the two quarterbacks. And I don't expect you to dig that up, but I think that
Yeah,
that's got to be factoring in
it's a good question, and I'd imagine that they're better with Purdy,
without a
but
doubt.
I don't have that. Anyway, I really the point is, I look at those stats and I say, I trust the Eagles to neutralize CMC. Out of all the defenses in the league, there's maybe 3 or 4 I would trust more than the Eagles to handle Christian McCaffrey. I think the Eagles are set up based on their skill perfectly to stop CMC, and I think the Niners are going to struggle offensively without him being heavily involved. I like the matchup for the Eagles defense. That's the point.
Okay. Well, I don't know that I'm there, but it's good to know that that's how you feel.
You have to feel good about the Eagles defense after the way they
I
played all
mean,
season.
so I do, but I mean, yeah, I don't know.
Dude,
I
this
think
is
I have a ton of respect for the Niners offense, and I just think it's going to be very hard to slow them down. And like they just got held to 3 points their last game, and I just don't think that's going to happen again. Um, so yeah, I'm extremely nervous for this game. I don't think the Eagles are going to win. I don't think that like I'm not like declaring that they're going to lose definitively, but yeah, I think the 49ers are going to win. Um and yeah, for all those reasons, because I think their offense is going to put up points, and I don't think the Eagles will be able to move the ball.
let's talk about the Eagles offense.
Ugh. Do we have
For
to?
most of for for most of the season, you've been saying just be like okay, be league average, just don't be
Yes.
terrible, right?
Yes. Just be
Is
competent.
that do you need them to just be competent, or do you think you need them to be better than competent this game?
No. We need them to be better because I think San Francisco is going to put up some points.
And you don't have much hope for the Eagles offense to be better, or do you think like,
No.
oh,
No. Not at all. Not at all.
I mean, they
All
had
right. You want me to tell you how I think the game's gonna go?
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
pretty good.
yeah.
I'm pretty good at predicting Philadelphia playoff
Give
performances.
us the script. Yeah, give us the game script.
Okay. Game script is this. Probably pretty tight, like back and forth first quarter. You know, low scoring. Maybe it's 3-3. Then the Niners will get like 2 to 3 possessions in a row where they just walk down the field and score touchdowns. And they'll be up really big. They'll be up like probably 27-6 or 27-10, something like that. And then the Eagles will like crawl back a little bit. Maybe they'll score. They'll do the 3-and-out thing where they go 3-and-out like 6 times in a row between probably like halfway through the second quarter up until like the start of the fourth quarter. And then they'll put a couple drives together, score a little bit more. But ultimately, if I had to pick a score, I would say San Francisco 27, Philadelphia 20 in a game that's the final score indicates it'll be a good game, but I think it'll be like a definitive win by San Francisco. Like I think that score is going to indicate that it will be a closer game than it actually will be.
Oh, it's going to trick people. You're saying. You
Yes.
are negative Nancy. If we're allowed to, you think I'm surprised? Is that even allowed? Are we allowed to say that? Is it negative Neil now? Are we allowed to say? I don't know.
Yeah.
Negative Neil.
Yeah.
You're like negative Neil.
Yeah. Well, look again. I don't. Maybe they'll win. I'm not like totally doom and gloom. For the record, like I think that there's a chance that the Eagles win the game.
You're
I'm not
doomed
saying.
with a 70% gloom.
Um. Yeah, I think that's probably no. I think maybe like 65. I would. Yeah.
80%
I would.
doom, 65% gloom.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think there's like they have a decent shot. But yeah, if I had to pick, like that's how I see the game going. I think they'll lose. Hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully they'll surprise me and they'll win, but that's just how I see it going.
To compare the Eagles offense to the Niners offense, not really important, but just to kind of give some perspective on both the offenses. So I said the Niners were 10th in points per game.
Mm-hmm.
You know where the Eagles are?
I don't know.
You know what?
15th?
You don't know. 19th.
Okay.
The Niners were 7th in yards per game. The Eagles were 24th.
Mm.
Yards per play. Then the Niners were 11th. Eagles were 19th in pass rate. The Niners were 18th. The Eagles were 27th. In EPA per play, the Niners were 7th. The Eagles were 13th. Like, the Eagles' offense was bad this year. And I agree I disagree with the pessimism about the defense stopping the Niners, but I completely agree with the pessimism or the concern about the Eagles' offense because it's been bad, but I'm going to try to make you feel better after I give you a couple more stats. 14th in pressure rate allowed, 16th in pass block win rate, 14th in run block win rate for the Eagles' offense this year. Their offense was bad. It was bad. But I'm going to make you feel a little bit better, hopefully. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
The Niners' defense was bad this year. The Niners' defense isn't good. I know we're all used to the San Francisco 49ers having good defenses. Not very good. 13th in points allowed, 20th in yards allowed, 24th in yards per play, 25th in EPA per play, 11th in rush yards per game, 19th in rush EPA, 31st in pressure rate. Again, so that's like, is that the Eagles' specialty, I guess? Is that how the Eagles win playoff games? Is that like their game script is pressure the quarterback?
Of course, without a doubt.
You got an offensive line that allows pressure. Their defense was 29th in pass rush win rate, so really bad. You got a Niners defense that doesn't get to the quarterback. You got an Eagles defense that does get to the quarterback. You got a Niners defense that doesn't rush the passer well. Jalen Hurts' weakness is dealing with pressure, right? So if Jalen Hurts has time to throw and a clear pocket, he should do much better. They were 20th in run stuff rate, which is a tackle on a runner at the line or behind the line. So fourth lowest stacked box rate, which I find interesting. I guess they don't stack the box often, which for the Eagles that probably want to come out running the ball, playing conservatively, it's probably better that they don't. Now maybe the Niners come out with a different game plan because of that, but I don't know. Does any of that make you feel like, wow, the Niners defense is worse than I thought? Maybe the Eagles have a chance to move the ball on them.
Not really. I mean, because they. I knew that they were not very good this year, but they were very injured, right? And perhaps they get some of their guys back for this game on Sunday.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, I just think that the biggest thing they haven't really done anything well all year. They're too predictable. They seemingly cannot exploit a weakness, right? So we talked, I don't know if we mentioned on the podcast, but you and I mentioned it just on the phone or through text messages. The game against the Buffalo Bills, the Bills have the worst run defense in the NFL, and it's a monsoon outside, and
they
it's
just didn't run the
37
ball.
degrees. and the first 3 plays of the game were 3 passing attempts in a monsoon against the number 1 pass defense in the NFL and like the second to last running defense. So I don't really think it matters if they're bad against the run. I don't think it matters. Like I just don't think it matters. I don't think that they do anything well.
But it's better. Like if I told you the Niners defense was the first in pressure rate and first in, rush EPA, you'd be like, oh, we're done.
Without a doubt. But I mean, the Eagles are, for a struggling defense, like they are the get right game. So I think, dude, I saw something on Twitter today that said that the Eagles ran like, I forget the number, but it was a certain percentage of their routes were hitch routes, which is not a very explosive play, right?
No.
It's you go 5 yards and you turn around and look for the ball. And that the percentage that they did that is the highest percentage since they started tracking like the routes back in 2012.
Really?
Yes.
Well, look at you with the
All
stats.
hitch routes.
You don't
all
have the exact
routes.
stat.
Yeah. So I say all that just to say I just have zero faith in the offensive coordinator, the play calling. They do this thing. They do this thing. So you've probably never noticed this, but a lot of times the Eagles will like put a nice drive together and they'll score a touchdown. And as the broadcast is going to commercial break, they show the offensive coordinator on the sideline, and he is like jumping up and down like a child and like hugging everybody, and he's got like this giant smile on his face, and it's like, dude, you are way too excited, like because you just scored a touchdown, and it's like you're the defending Super Bowl champs, and like you scored a touchdown in the second quarter of a random game to go up 7-0. It's like, this shouldn't excite you this much, man. But like, you're so bad at your job that when you finally get a touchdown, you get really excited. It's actually like it's I'm pretty sure Eagles fans will know exactly what I'm talking about. I don't
they will
see or hear it get like ever mentioned or talked about, but like if you are as dialed in to these games as I am, and you watch on Sunday because it's going to be a Fox broadcast, and
they might not get a touchdown all game.
They might not. No, they'll probably get one.
When they're down 27-0, they'll score and he'll be celebrating.
No. But I'm telling you, but it's like when they either like they'll tie the game at 7 or they'll go up 7-0.
Okay.
And
in a playoff game, it's okay. I think isn't it? To be excited when you like tie a game at 7-7.
Trust me, dude. Trust me. It's embarrassing. It's a bad look.
I'm gonna look out for it. I can't believe you haven't told me until now. I'm gonna look out for it.
Yeah. I'll try to find some stuff for you. Because I bet you I could find some, dude. Like if I bet you I could find it.
Search for something right now, and then hopefully you'll find it.
I'm gonna search for it if I don't find it, but I should still have, because I have all the games DVR'd. Like I can go back on my DVR and
I also
like
can go back
look at this
on the NFL app. So
I specifically remember when last week
all the games you don't cancel the recordings. You don't delete the recordings.
It does it automatically once you like.
Anyway,
yeah. But I remember he did it last week. It was again in Buffalo, and it was the second quarter, and they went up 7-0. And it's like, dude, you shouldn't be this. You just should. Anyway, it's very weird. But anyway, that just goes to show you, even he is surprised when they score points. Like that's how bad they are. I see
your point.
So,
he doesn't expect the offense to do much. I have some players I want to talk about on both sides. One of them, do you know who like the 49ers best pass rusher has been this season?
Hopefully for the Eagles' sake, Bryce Huff. But
yes,
no way.
Bryce Huff. Yes.
No. Yeah. Oh my God, he's gonna have 3 sacks in Philadelphia. Worst Eagle ever. Oh my God.
After being such a disaster last year, he's gonna come back and destroy you guys. Watch.
Oh my God, you know it. You could see it now, dude.
Can you include that in the game script? So at some point,
fumble.
The Eagles start coming back. It's 27-20. They have the ball. Huff strip sack. No,
that'll happen probably late in the first half. That'll be like as the 49ers start to pull away. Like it'll be like a 17-10 game. The Eagles will have the ball like with a chance to tie it before halftime, and Huff will get the strip sack. Niners will go down and score, and they'll be up 24-10 at halftime.
What a disaster that the Huff signing
Oh
was.
my
I mean,
God.
he was legitimately, obviously, he was good with the Jets the year before. This year, among edge rushers, all edge rushers in the NFL, he was 12th in pass rush
Really?
win rate at 16%. Last year, he couldn't get to the quarterback at all. He was like last.
Wow. What a loser. Oh my God.
If he like is one of the main factors in the Niners being the Eagles, you guys will hate him forever. You probably don't hate him now because they won the Super Bowl, right? You don't hate him.
Right.
Like they
Right.
won the Super Bowl.
Nah.
It doesn't matter.
Nah.
But if he
Yep.
comes back and beats you guys now, there'll be a huge detest in Philly.
Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Rightfully
But
so.
yeah, he has a Super Bowl championship ring, man.
Oh, that's probably what inspired him this year. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Yep.
Am I pronouncing this Eagle DT correctly? Moro Ajomo?
Ajomo.
Ajomo. You like the Ajomo
Yes.
instead?
Yes. No, he's not Spanish. You pronounce the J.
15th among all defensive tackles in pass rush win rate at 10% this year.
Yeah, he's been great. He's been really good this year.
The other DT, Jordan Davis, who you said he's one of the few guys that actually played in the Week 18 game. I know you've talked very highly about him. It's backed up with this. Run stop win rate, 6th in the NFL among defensive tackles at 40%.
I'm actually surprised he's that low. I would have thought he was higher.
Really?
I would have thought he was like top 3. Yeah, he's great.
Dude,
He's awesome.
The difference between like 3rd and 6th is probably like 2%. So it's not like it's
right.
You know, one more run stop and he'd be in like top 5. So
right. And Ajomo and Jordan Davis might not even be their best defensive tackle. So
they're not.
That's great.
I mean, we know who their best defensive player or the best defensive lineman is. Obviously, it's Jalen Carter.
Mm-hmm.
Did you notice he wasn't as good this year? He didn't like stand out in any stats in any of these metrics.
So he wasn't, but he was injured, and he was very injured. He had a shoulder injury. He had both of his shoulders were injured, and he missed a few weeks. And apparently his pain was so bad that he was playing with an injured, but his pain was so bad that he said, and he had to get surgery. Or some kind of procedure, but he couldn't even do a push-up. That's how much his shoulders were hurting him. So we got this procedure done, and he actually came back against the Bills and was awesome.
Awesome against the Bills,
best player, and that was his first game back. So hopefully, he's healthy, he's back to speed, and he could be a real difference maker.
Yeah, he only played 11 games, had 3 sacks this year.
Yeah,
but given where the Eagles are, it doesn't really matter. So if he's, like you said, if he's healthy at full strength now, it doesn't really matter. If he has a great playoffs and helps them, win another Super Bowl, I don't think anyone would care about the regular season yet.
Without a doubt.
Yeah. So I was surprised. I was like, I know he was hurt, but I still would have expected on like rates, because a lot of these are like, these are like rates. They're not volume.
Mm-hmm.
I would have expected him to be there, but he wasn't there. Kalia Davis on San Francisco, 9th among defensive tackles on run stop win rate, 38%, by the way. So watch out, Saquon. I got something I was holding on to this because in the beginning you said you kind of laughed at Trent Williams, the idea of like, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter.
All right, come on.
20th in pass block win rate, 92%. 7th in run stop win rate, 80%. You put that together, and he's like a top 5 offensive tackle in the NFL. If he's gonna play, I agree. But if he didn't play, it'd be huge for the Eagles. By the way, Lane Johnson, by far the best Eagles offensive lineman this year. 16th among offensive tackles and pass block win rate at 93%. So the offensive line wasn't like last year when we went over this stuff. Like the Eagles had 4 guys on the offensive line, like in the top 10 of like every stat. And this year their offensive line just wasn't nearly as good.
Nope. And you could see from just from watching. You don't need you wouldn't have needed advanced stats to tell you. They were noticeably much worse this year.
Why do you think that is? Because it's the same guys except Becton, right?
Yeah, it's the same guys. I don't know if it's I think injury is playing a part into it for sure. One of the linemen, I forget who it was, but I think it might have been Dickerson, who was awesome for them last year. There was a point in August where they thought he was going to miss the entire year because he was so badly injured. Um, and I guess he ended up not having to miss the season, but he came in really hurt. He's playing like he's hurt. Same with Jurgens. Jurgens had back surgery in the offseason. He just has not looked as good. Mailata has just been bad. And Mailata was the highest, I think it was PFF or one of them. They had Mailata as the highest graded football player, not by position. He was the highest rated player in the NFL last year. And he's just been bad this year. He's been missing blocks. Penalties have been killing him. That's another thing.
Maybe it's the guys around him not being good as well and being injured and not as. Maybe it all impacts one another.
Yeah, for sure. And they did have some injuries in and out. I don't think Steen is as good as Becton, but he's not that big of a drop off. They missed Lane Johnson for the past. Becton was great. Yeah, he was awesome for them last year. But Steen has been very solid for them too. He's not one of the guys that you see getting beat. It's usually the left-hand side of the line that's just been getting destroyed.
Yeah, Dickerson's a rookie, right?
No, Dickerson came. He was drafted in. I think he was drafted in 21, so he's been around a while.
I don't know why I thought he was a rookie.
Oh my god, you don't remember watching him at Alabama, dude? Come on, dude. Oh my god, so good.
Oh yeah, so good. All right, I want to ask you. I know, I had this whole plan to jokingly ask you about the 49ers receivers, and you just couldn't help yourself in the first 3 minutes. You're just making fun of them.
I steamrolled it. Yeah,
you steamrolled it, and I was so excited to ask you what you thought about their big. I was going to ask you, do you, are you worried about the 49ers big play receivers? I had a note here to remind myself to ask you.
I'm terribly worried, dude. I mean, Pearsall, they're going to retire his number one day.
In all seriousness, dude, in all seriousness,
receiver in Niners history.
In all seriousness, I think mostly I agree with you that it's scheme, it's CMC, it's Kittle. You put two receivers in there, and they should in that offense and that scheme with those two players that everybody's focused on, and they should do pretty well. The Niners do a good job of finding certain skill sets. They get a guy that has a big catch radius, and they get a guy who's really good at short slants, and they find certain skill sets that works well within their scheme. While if you just put the overall receiver, compare him to other receivers, you're like, this guy's not that good, but he's very good at one or two things. And that's what the Niners do really well. Jawan Jennings is has a really nice big catch radius. So that's why he's really good. He's a really big target. And Pearsall, he blends in the point is he a great receiver? No. But he's good he has specific skills in terms of the routes that they have him run. And then so much of the focus is rightfully on CMC and Kittle. Kittle's still very good, and CMC, like I said, even though he's not great at running, he's defenses and teams still view him as great at running, and they're focused on stopping him, which impacts his overall running ratio, rate stats. But he's so involved in the passing game also that you have to be so focused in terms of your game plan, in terms of practice, on stopping CMC and Kittle, that it allows for these receivers who might not be great receivers, but to put up great numbers. So even though you're not concerned about them as players, you should be concerned about their impact on the game. That's my point.
Of course, yeah, without a doubt. They will be running. Trust me, they're going to be running wide open by 4 or 5 yards, 25% of the game. Once a drive, someone's going to be just running 30 yards downfield wide open against a great secondary too. That's the thing. It's all scheme. you'll have Quinyon Mitchell on this Ricky Pearsall guy, and
Well,
the
I was going
next
to
thing
ask
you know,
you.
he's
I was
going to
going to
be
ask you
running
about
wide
him.
open.
Quinyon, they have him mostly on like locked in on a receiver, right? Or is he just on one side? I feel like this year they've been having him locked in on receiver, right?
This year they've had him follow the number one a little bit more, but he'll still go back and forth.
I don't even know who the Niners' number one receiver is. I don't know. I really don't know if
I
it's
don't
Pearsall
either.
or Jawan Jennings.
Yeah, they're both so good. I know it's hard to
But
pick.
but you don't feel confident that he would. I know seriously though that he would basically effectively take out one of the receivers on
No,
each
I
given
don't.
play.
I don't. Not at all.
But he's so
Because they're
good.
going to do something. Yeah, but it doesn't matter. The scheme is so good that guys are going to be open. They're always open.
But not
Always
his
open.
guy. Not his guys. Come on.
Maybe.
If you
I
lost
don't know.
faith in Quinyon Mitchell's, that's how much you think this
No, it's
Niners.
not. It's
You
not.
think
It
they're
has
working
nothing.
magic.
It
It's just
has
magic. They're just
nothing
always
to do.
open. They're
It
always
feels
open.
magic. It feels magic sometimes, dude. I mean, you watch that Bears Niners game. There's just guys running wide open. There'll be a guy wide open, like as a check down, as like an intermediate, and then a deep ball. They'll all be wide open, and he could basically pick and choose which one
But
he wants to throw it to.
but they'd be But if that was the case, they'd be better than 10th in points per game and 11th in yards. Well, I get the quarterback thing, but they'd still be better for the season in those stats if everyone was
Okay.
open all the time.
All right.
But clearly, that's not the case.
You're probably right, but that's just how it feels when I watch.
How
them.
it feels. Okay.
And you could
That's
agree
fair.
with that, right?
I do agree with that. I wanted to ask you about this receiver thing though. Because I talked in the beginning about the running back matchup. This receiving matchup, I know you're down the Eagles' offense, but the Eagles have two, theoretically, at least in talent and skill, like great wide receivers, and the Niners don't
who
have
are never
that.
open, right? But what would you rather have? Would you rather have the more talented receivers who run hitch routes, or would you rather have the average nobody who's just running wide open magically every play? I'd rather have the second one. I'd rather have option B.
If those are your two options, yes, but I'd rather have the better receivers, better receiving core, and find a way to get them open.
I would love that. Please. How do we do that?
Devontae Smith, 6th in receiving EPA this year in the NFL, by the way. So, come on,
Smitty. He's great.
Hasn't he? He's been really good in the playoffs too. Wasn't he really good in the playoff run last year?
He was really good. He's been very good. I actually think he is the Eagles' all-time leading receiver in the playoffs, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah,
that makes sense.
He's very good. I mean, yeah, he had the dagger in the Super Bowl. I don't know if he did much other than I don't know. I mean, everybody got in on the fun for the championship game last year. But yeah, he's great. He's awesome. He's their most reliable guy, and they're gonna need him.
They are.
And he's gonna run those hitch routes like you've never seen before, man. It's gonna be great.
Why do you think they do that? Why do you think they do that? Is it because they want Hurts to throw the ball quickly and he's just not throwing it, or is it what is it?
I think it has to be incompetence. I mean, what other reason could it be? Incompetence or just extreme conservative play calling?
It's kind of strange. I don't know why. I don't get that.
I don't either. This is what I say to you all the time. Why don't they just look at what Shanahan does and say, hey, AJ Brown, you're better than Ricky Pearsall. We're going to have you run this route against man coverage, and maybe you'll be wide open by 4 yards every play. Just do that. Do some version of that. It can't be that hard. Hey, here's the look the defense is giving us.
How about this?
Smitty, you do what Jennings did. AJ, you do what Pearsall did. O-line blocks. Maybe we'll do a play action.
Different skill sets, seriously.
And take it from there.
But it's different skill sets. AJ Brown necessarily doesn't do what Pearsall does. AJ Brown's a different type of receiver. AJ Brown's a guy that you don't need to get open. He's a guy throw it to him in tight coverage. He catches the ball.
You don't need to get him open, but does it help?
Of course, you want to get him open, but that's not his.
Right.
But that's not at this point. That may not be his strength. His strength is just making the catch in tight coverage. and then making guys miss
I
or breaking
guess.
tackles.
I guess. Yeah, I guess.
No Niners receiver was inside the top 40 in receiving EPA. Their favorite receiver in the NFL, Ricky Pearsall, was 43rd.
He got robbed.
So no respect for the Niners receivers, but full respect for the offensive scheme.
Yes.
Okay. Who
It's
are you
always
most
been
afraid
that way
of?
too.
Who are you most afraid of the Niners players on offense? Give me a player.
I don't know.
You're not even worried about CMC. It's just about the scheme. You don't think it's any
Yeah.
individual player.
Yes. That is
Kittle.
what I think. Kittle, yeah, I mean he's really good, but I also saw their backup tight end do great 2 weeks ago. He was great. They put up 42 points, and the guy was just running like a maniac, wide open. Some guy you've never heard of in your life. Just
Yeah.
there you go. So yeah, so to answer your question, the person that I'm most scared of is Kyle Shanahan.
All right. I mean that's fair. I actually respect. It's fine. That's good perspective. I'm gonna just conclude from my Eagles defense perspective. Allocate resources, focus the game plan on stopping CMC, obviously with an eye on Kittle, force them into doing things that they don't want to do, which is get other people involved other than CMC on most plays. Take him out of the game, neutralize him. As much as you think Kyle Shanahan's an offensive genius, he is one of the best, probably the most smartest offensive minds in the NFL. Clearly, his offensive mind is telling him to get CMC involved on a regular basis as much as possible, so neutralize him. I think the Eagles are set up to do that. I believe in the Eagles defense. I think they will really play a great game.
So the one thing that does give me a small sense of optimism, again, for defense specifically, I still have no faith. Not no, but I have little faith that the Eagles offense has a good game. But for whatever reason, the teams that like I think Fangio does very well against the super creative, complex smoke and mirrors scheme. For whatever reason,
Okay.
they seem to
All
do
right.
very well against that. So, McVay and Kingsbury and Shanahan, like he seems to have good answers for these, again, like these exotic offenses. For
Yeah.
whatever reason, he has good game plans for them.
Okay. I like it. So optimism.
So that gives me a little bit of optimism. But I mean, you're not going to hold the team to 17 points. So like they got to score, and I don't have faith that they're going to score.
On that note, you're not going to hold the team to 17 points. Let's do some predictions. What was your you gave us the game script. What was the overall score prediction for you? Niners 30 to 7.
No, 27 to 20.
27
San
to 20.
Francisco. Yes.
San Francisco. All right.
Yes.
Ready for mine?
I'm ready.
24 to 14 Eagles.
Wow. No way, dude. No way. 14 points
14
for San
points
Francisco?
if they're lucky.
Oh my God.
That's a little bit of a joke, but no, seriously.
Now you're being a hot takesman. Proud of you.
I believe in the Eagles defense. I don't know why you don't as much. And I don't think the Eagles offense is very good. I think the Niners, I'm looking at the stats and they're telling me the Niners defense is bad. And the Eagles will put up some points. I think Saquon's going to have a good game. I think they're going to run the ball and dude, you're going to have a completely different take next week. You're going to be hopeful going into the next game, which may be on the road now, but you're going to be hopeful, optimistic because you ride the roller coaster. The win-loss roller coaster of the NFL.
Yep. Well, you've known me a long time, and that's probably sounds like if all that panned out, yeah, that's probably the exact range of emotions I would go through.
Well, I hope that happens. All right.
Me too.
Any last thoughts?
No last thoughts. Go Birds.
Eagles, fly.
Wait, hold on. By the way, congratulations to the Jets. I mean, they did it. They did it, man.
Yeah, the Jets did it. No
They went the
interceptions on the
entire
season.
season with no interceptions.
Yeah. Second pick in the draft.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
Oh,
So
dude,
excited.
there is a right tackle from Arkansas, dude. I'm telling you, if he falls to 2,
Well, we're gonna do hours of coverage on it here on
ah,
Fanatics Analytics, and we'll
it's
just
gonna be great.
we'll just do live streams at the draft. We might have to go.
Oh my god, I got my big board ready to go, dude. It's gonna be great.
All right. Oh, one last thing. Are you making an exception this week? Are you watching the game live? It's 4:30 on a Sunday.
I'm not. No, I'm especially
Oh,
not watching
dude.
this one live, dude. I'm especially not watching. This
No,
is.
you're gonna go to
I
you're
don't
gonna
watch
go
it
to
live because I want to be able to be locked in.
yeah, but
Like
be
I need to be
strategic
more
about this.
locked in.
Be
Nah, nah, nah.
strategic. Yes, you have a friend who's an Eagles fan who has a kid that's friends with one of your kids. You have to set up a get together for Sunday at 4:00. So the wives take care of the kids and the husbands watch the Eagles game. Come on, be strategic. No, you don't want to be strategic.
The strategy will be this.
Yeah.
So it gets recorded, as all 4:00 games do. If they get to the championship game, like championship game will be not a party, but that would be like a live watch with maybe my brother, couple close friends, and
Dude, I
Jenna
hate
will
this.
understand. Hey, this is the NFC Championship game. Like, I need
This
to
is
watch this
serious.
live. Yes.
See, this sucks. I want to be texting you during the game. I don't want to have to be waiting for after the game. When is he going to be done watching? Is it? And then 8:00. Is he done watching it? Is it 9:00? Did he watch it yet? Where's he at? That sucks. I'm disappointed.
It's all about you, man. Come on.
When you see this, when you see the game time, the schedule come out, are you like a little disappointed or a little upset? That sucks. Or would you rather watch live? Are you really at this point are so used to doing this that it doesn't impact you at all? You turn your phone off. You don't know what's happening. It does not matter.
Well, I'd rather watch it live, but the only way I could watch it live was if it was. I guess I could probably do a 1:00 live.
But
But
like a night game, like a Saturday night
a
game,
night game. So
Sunday night?
that's the trade-off. Do I want to watch it live?
And stay up late.
And stay up till 11:30 at night, or would I rather just do the recording? At this point, I'd probably rather just do the recording. But
Wow.
it's 1A 1B. It doesn't really matter.
Okay.
Yeah, staying up late sucks, dude. Especially when they lose. Like, who wants to stay up late to frickin' midnight? And then I get so mad that I can't even fall asleep right away. So then I'm up late, and it's very annoying.
Yeah, tough life for you.
Yeah.
Dude, look, I wish the Jets. I can't imagine that Jets playing a playoff game.
You're right. You're right.
I would stay up to
need
3
have
a.m.
more
I would wake up at 4 a.m. Well, I
Yep.
mean, that's a ridiculous perspective that your team to never make the playoffs. So, all right, well, fly Eagles, fly. Go Bird. I'm rooting for the Eagles. I'm going to be betting on the Eagles.
Oh boy.
Let's go Birds. Come on.
All right.
All right, dude.
Love it.
Everyone, thanks for tuning in. Please give us a like. Please subscribe. We'll see you next time. Go Eagles.
Silly pride insists that's all. Andrew rapping and wild bulls. Together they talk sports and dreams. Right behind the scenes. It seems. Philly versus NY. Hear the call. Who's the greatest? Who will fall with this rivalry? Loud and clear. Join the chat. It's time to hear. Sports and culture all in one. Catch the fire, feel the fun. Andrew, sis, that Brad unite. Philly and Y in the spotlight.